do you like here? Studio, I'm Joey Stats. We got C-Note and Happy Dad. We're back at it. Derby prep season. What's up, buddy?
Well done. Well done. I'll tell you right now, I've been waiting to hear that sound for quite some time. Sure, most of our listeners.
It's weird to do it without our cans and our giant mic, you know?
That was awesome.
Straight. Yeah,
welcome back to the show.
This week's episode brought to you by Happy Dad, Hard Seltzer, Death Row Grape, only way to go.
Did we get a sponsorship we didn't know, or is that just your private sponsorship?
Nah, I told the guy I'd reach out. I'm decked out in my wishing it's summer gear,
That's so awesome.
The
I love the shirt.
Thanks. Yeah. Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you too. Welcome back, dude. It's been a minute. Obviously, a lot of our listeners and followers remember Joey Stats. Live.
Not dead. Yeah, not dead.
Not dead. Still alive. Don't believe the rumors. Alive and kicking back on the show here for the Who Do You Like Here podcast. Coming back to do some guest handicapping in place of the kid for this week. Lots to cover and get into. But before we go ahead and start rolling into all the information for this week, what's new in the life here of Joey Stats?
Well, we're tagging in, right? We got the kid welcoming a little one to our brood, which is amazing. Congratulations to the kid. The kid. How about you? How you feeling there, Papa Bear?
Oh, great, man.
First week of grandpa duty.
It's been absolutely fantastic. I've said it once, I said it a million times. It is an undescribable feeling. It's just amazing. She's obviously, I'm a little biased here, but she's the cutest baby I've ever seen in my life, next to my kids. But it's different when your baby's having babies. It's just a different feeling all around, and it's good to see your kid, holding the baby, feeding the baby, doing all the dad things. It's a good feeling.
Look at the baby. Yeah, we get to go see her on Sunday. I know my daughter's pretty jacked about it, so it'll be good.
She's been a big advocate from day one. The baby coming.
It's true. It's true. She has.
Yeah.
But out here, obviously it's great to see the kid, to see the baby this weekend. But for me, it's nothing but working and traveling and taking care of the family. And I still love hammering my late night overseas racing.
Yeah, I like it when sometimes when I'm sitting here and the day's pretty much done, I'm winding down my evening, and I get a random text message of some super box that was hit for some large amount dollar figure, or some Australian racing trifecta action. It's good to see you still in the mix, still firing away, still cashing tickets like usual.
We step away. We don't ever disappear.
Yeah. It's hard to get away from the sport. Saying that, because you haven't been away for a long time. I mean, I don't know if you've caught the news here. Gulfstream Park possibly closing down here in the next couple of years. California racing going to be limited as well, all depending on the Stronach group and what they decide to do. Racing has been taking a black eye for quite some time, so nothing's changed since you left.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get super pissed off every week anymore, so that's a way.
That's true. Yeah, stay out of the horse racing, you won't get so pissed off.
Surprisingly, obviously the time together when we started this, it was a reason for us to hang out and have some time, and that hasn't changed at all. But the one thing I really don't miss is all the people. I'm in a sales role. I'm in an account management role, so I'm with people all day, every day. What I don't miss is the constant questions like, "Hey, we're going to Vegas next week. Why don't you give us some hot picks?" "Oh, when are you going?" "You're going to be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday." Yeah, that's really when I'm dialed into the track.
Yeah, that's
I don't miss that.
It doesn't really help you out. They can give you some parks hits on Tuesday. I've been really killing them at parks this week. I don't know.
Yeah. So hey, if you want to take some crazy, shots on the dogs, or New Zealand, Australia with me, by all means.
Yeah, definitely the dogs is when I see a lot of your action come through. A lot of tri-state supers coming through.
Gotta love the tri-state supers. Gotta love
Yeah.
it. There's every race, doesn't matter what night of the week. There's 30 G's in the super pot all day long.
Gotta love it.
Pick your favorite 4, box them all together for $1. Enjoy your night. It's wonderful.
Staying on the sports kick here. Recently, there's so we had the trading options or free agency options for NFL kick in. Your Packers not making too many moves. Surprisingly, I thought they would be making more moves on the defensive end.
We're usually surprised when moves happen during free agency. That's not usually our go-to. Last year was the anomaly because of the Jacobs and McKinney moves, but I wasn't a fan of seeing your center and your edge player go to Chicago. I'll say that.
Chicago's definitely making some moves. Interestingly enough, I'd say, well, let me ask you. You're obviously a Packers fan. You're in the NFC North. What's your opinion as far as I look at all the divisions and I consider that the NFC North is probably one of the more balanced divisions out there. Detroit's definitely gotten better. They're still a contender. Minnesota, I don't know. JJ starting, I'm questionable on that. If that's going to be the move, that's what's going to stick. And then, of course, Chicago making additional moves. So what's your feel?
It's going to be a tough division again. It's Detroit got bit with the injury bug on the defense last year. So I think they'll be strong again. When Aaron Rodgers completes the Brett Favre prophecy and signs with the Vikings next week, it'll
there's a glitch in the matrix.
It'll spice things up a bit.
We did this already 12 years ago.
We did. So we'll see where it goes. The Bears are up and coming. They made some big moves. O-line is big. I'm hearing rumors of them going after Cooper Kupp now. So it'll be interesting. It should be fun. It's it'll be entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, it's a quiet time in football right now, but I do like the first day that free agency actually opens. People start moving.
Monday, when the tampering period opens, I love working from home that day because it's just nonstop action, and Twitter crashes.
Yeah,
right, or X crashes at 11 a.m. and it's like, oh boy, this ruined the whole moment.
Yeah, it's all about the trash talk on X, at least for horse racing as well as other sports. March Madness starting up this week. Obviously, no podcast next week, so we always make that announcement. We never have a podcast during March Madness. Too much basketball action going on. But locally here for you, Wisconsin, they won today. Marquette, they won today. They beat Xavier. Looks like both of those are going to make the big dance. I know you haven't watched much basketball this year.
I have abstained from all college basketball.
Thanks.
All of it.
Get in at the end.
All of it. No, I mean, usually I don't know. It just hasn't been there for me.
Yeah.
I've had no interest.
I gotta say, it's been a low year for me as well. This is usually the time of year where I get most excited, and I have not watched enough college basketball this year. I don't watch NBA, but I haven't watched enough college basketball to really give a good opinion. But I'll tell you right now, championship week is the week you can actually start seeing where teams are actually coming in. So this is probably one of my favorite weeks to actually watch basketball because there's games all day long. It's like March Madness for Monday through Friday and the weekend. So
yeah, I think I'd be more into it if I think I've got stuff like a meeting scheduled through the entire Thursday, Friday, so it's just kind of
fucking job getting away.
Dumb. Adulting is
well, let's go ahead and roll in. Let's start getting in what everybody here is wants to listen about, which is the horse racing. Let's go ahead and get into our presentation here. Sponsored by, what is the drink you're drinking there? This week?
Happy Dad, hard seltzer.
Happy Dad, sponsored by Happy
hard
Dad.
Seltzer. Death Row Records, great. And it's the choice of a new generation.
That's right. You want Dad to be happy, let him drink. That should be the motto.
Right.
The more I drink, the happier I get. What do we got here?
It's that scene from Wayne's World. It's just really sad. It's like people that do things for money. Oh, it's giving me a headache. Nuprin, little, yellow, different.
funny. Let's go ahead and get into it. Recapping last week's Tampa Bay Derby winner. We didn't do Tampa last week. Elio, the Mr. Ice was on last week. We decided to do Gulfstream. I can't do Tampa. I never can handicap Tampa well. And honestly, I would tell you right now, looking at the race and watching the couple replays afterwards, didn't really miss much on the Tampa Bay Derby. It was a pretty much straightforward race.
You should have hit up Kizzy. That's his home track.
Yeah, I had multiple people reach out. You're not doing Tampa this week? I'm like, no, we can't do Tampa this week. I mean, if you're an all-time follower, you know how bad Tampa was for us last year and the year before. Basically every year, we just don't do well at Tampa. So we figured we try to keep our 4 out of 5 streak alive somewhere else, and that's where we went to Gulfstream and did just that. So we'll recap last week's selections for the Pick 5, and then we're getting a handicap in this week's late Pick 5 at Gulfstream Park. So Tampa Bay Derby, as I said, payouts here, Owen Almighty. This is a wire-to-wire win, $7.80 for the winner. Chancellor McPatrick coming in second, $3.60. Hill Road, came in third, getting some points. Patch Adams, odds-on favorite, not hitting the board here for payouts, but coming in fourth for a small piece of the action. Nothing really crazy on double payouts. Try superfecta, kind of just to form. And it was like you expected, or maybe not like you expected.
I don't know. A $600 dollar high five. That's kind of.
Yeah, that was low. And I think there may have been a carryover going in. So I'm not even, it's 57,000 in the pool. But if you look at the race, we had some interesting things come in on the race. We're going to go to it right now. We'll take a look at it here. But there was some controversy coming out the gates here going into the first turn. Obviously, Irad's on the 1, wire-to-wire winner, be able to nurse the speed. 7 that you figure probably would have pressed early on the outside, would have given a little more run to the pace figures with Owen Almighty. Really gets driven out really wide here by, coincidentally, Jose Ortiz. So Jose takes him a little wider than normal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. You'll see Jose Ortiz here on the head-on. He's in the yellow cap. To the outside here is the 7, the favorite. I mean, definitely, I'm going to even rewind a little bit so we can catch it a little bit. If you're following it here, just look how far Jose comes out off the rail. He even extends him here another 1 or 2 paths, keeps him out at bay, definitely goes out to the front and extends. And, the 7's just pretty much dead in the water at this point, pulls back, and then has a little middle move, but just nothing towards the end. He also checks here a little bit. I don't know if he got in tight with the 6. You'll see here. Just about on the back turn, just kind of like lost a little bit of a step. I mean, right there. I don't know what that was. I'm not sure what that was. I don't think anybody really said anything, but it was just this really weird kind of pullback. I don't know if he was trying to nurse the speed or was going too fast. I don't know. But just really looked odd.
He definitely pulls him up there, right?
Check, but he was clear. I mean, he wasn't. Nobody came over outside of him, and now he goes back again here. He's trying to push this 7. The favorite's thinking. I'm thinking at this point, he's got him in a good rhythm, and he's still kind of nursing him. He makes a move on the turn, but it's over. Irad's got such a hold on this 1 right now up at the top that, I mean, it's pretty much lights out. Jose there just keeping that 2-3 path pretty safe from anybody. You really got to worry about the 2 that finishes up second here that gets the pocket trip and kind of gain some momentum for second. So I mean, he's already whipping the 7 here on the turn, and there's just nothing left with the favorite. Same thing with Jose. He tried to keep up with Irad, and there's nothing left there. So kind of an impressive win if you're looking at someone who they kind of fell asleep on the pace, kind of the way it falls out here, just drawing away in the stretch by 5 and 6. Finally, when it's asked, it does exactly what it's supposed to. 2 holds on for second, as I said, in a nice even second place, but it's all Owen Almighty in this race, and it really wasn't as competitive as I think a lot of people were considering it was going to be overall. But again, modest payouts. This is why we stay away from Tampa Bay in that race. So we'll see. I don't think there's anybody that's come out of the Tampa Bay Derby, to my knowledge, that's really set any precedents. Same thing with like the Gotham. We talked about this last week. It just seems like New York horses don't really contend in the Derby. Same thing with Tampa Bay Derby. So a little too early to get
just like the UAE and the Jeff Ruby, baby.
Obviously, okay. So last week, Elio and I were talking about that, and he's finally off of it. We got off of it 2 years ago. We're done with it. I think it was the snow horse, something in snow. Can't remember now the name of it, but anyways, we got off betting the UAE horses. That never happens either. So there's a handful of horses you could peel back off your ticket usually when it comes to first Saturday in May.
Yeah, you can
let's take a look.
chuck all your California horses, all your UAE,
Yeah.
all of your like the Jeff Ruby stakes for the most part.
Yeah, except for Rich Strike, we talked about that.
Fluke.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the standings going in after last week. So Owen Almighty picking up some points here. Second right now to Cold Battle with 65 points. Cold Battle with 70. Citizen Bull with 60. Sovereignty with 60. Sovereignty was a really good race. Again, I'm probably going on more recency bias here, but I thought that was a strong race. Flood Zone Journalism, Getaway Car, Chancellor McPatrick, Built, Medicat Road. A lot of these second and third place horses from the early prep races so far this year. Nothing I'm going to throw a dart and say there's your horse. Nothing convincing. I think there's some people that will tell you that Citizen Bull and maybe Cold Battle, Baffert has a great opportunity coming back this year. It'd be one of those stories of he returns to Kentucky and then he wins it. So that's going to be built up throughout the next couple months as we're going in.
Yeah.
So that should be how they're selling more tickets. Last week's results, well, Elio and I, we really didn't do the best. We blanked in the second leg here. So we started off with a decent sized winner. Actually, I thought it was a decent sized winner. I paid $6 for the winner in the first leg, and I thought it was a good way to start it off. You got a pretty good price here with the 2. Second leg, not so much. Second leg, we kind of fell short here. The 3, Candy Quest. This was a race that I think we both had agreed upon, Elio and myself, saying that it was kind of wide open. You can't take them all, but we took 5 different horses in a field of, I think 9 or 8 after the scratch. No, it was 9, and still came up short. So nonetheless, a 3-to-1 shot. I think there were it's a tough betting race. They were all 3-to-1, 2-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-2s. Third leg was the 8 Emirates Affair was my second choice. Didn't see him on top. It did win. Nick Style was probably the one that we both agreed upon, but the 1 in the next leg was the winner. It certainly was. Into Champagne ran a decent race, but came in third on the 2. And then finishing up was the 5 I'm Due in that last leg. My 4th choice, had to put it on the ticket. Didn't really matter because that ticket was worthless because it's 4 out of 5. So there you go. That's your recap from last week.
Old Joby special for about 4 or 5.
Yeah, you got to love that. I think we've talked about that even when you were on. We should probably rename the podcast 4 out of 5.
What kind of horse animals you betting? You pick 5? Yeah, 4 or 5. You get 6? Yeah, 5 or 6.
I mean, if you're following us at Keeneland, you're getting paid every week because they pay 4 out of 5. I mean, you're cashing tickets every week with us at Keeneland. So, or maybe we go 3 out of 5 when it goes to Keeneland. Just shot.
It's true.
Yeah, there's a trend following there that I'm trying to break. Maybe we can break it this week. Maybe this is the week.
Let's go. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing like starting with a maiden.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say the kid went out with a bang. I think he had 3 winners and 2 a second. I mean, he was just crushing all the vertical wagers the week he left. So let's bring you back. Let's go positive note here. Let's go ahead and slam this pick 5. And yeah, let's start with probably the shittiest possibility that you want to start with, which is a maiden race. That's, not really bolstering my confidence here, starting with a maiden race, but let's go ahead and do it. 8th race is the pick 5 start, 8 through 12. It's a 6 furlong race. This one's on the dirt. It's a maiden 94,000, person 94,000 for maiden 3-year-olds. So this is a dart move, I feel. It's really tough to handicap a lot of first-time starters. Who do you like your stats?
I've got 2 marked in this one. I think the overwhelming betting favorite's going to be on the outside, the 8 Vibe with Johnny V. Breezing out of the gate, workouts look clean. I mean, they should call this race the Into Mischief Philly Mare race, right? Like half the horses coming out of that bloodline. I think Johnny V is going to be the odds-on favorite. $3 million horse, no big deal. The crazy part is though, is 24 races at this meet have 0 winners in this condition, and the 8 spot are out. So it's boring to look at that jockey 8, but I'll back another horse up just to cover my bases on the outside position. I think if this 8 was in the first 3 positions, it's probably a 4 to 5 morning line opener, probably. Yeah,
I would agree. It's a big purchase price.
$3 million. I mean, I got one on the inside. I'll let you hit yours.
Yeah, it's a few shekels for the 8. It's Rapoli Stables. It's Johnny V. Trainer Anthony Sciametta.
Yeah.
Okay.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
I got nothing but zeros here, obviously, for Gulfstream. So I'm assuming this trainer's obviously been training somewhere else. I just don't have the stats, but I didn't look deep enough into it. I mean, the horse has great breeding into Mischief, and the dam is, 100% at 2-year-olds, 4 starters, 3 winners, 2 stakes winners. They could do a lot worse than Nanamia as your dam. And then the workout coming in 48-1 is really, really strong. Bullet workout.
I like seeing a lot of work out of the gate too, right? Because you got to have early speed out of here with the maidens getting the gate work. I think that's important.
Yeah. And if this horse breaks out on top, probably going to be a wire-to-wire deal because Johnny V on top is one of the better jockeys. I think and I'm not trying to knock on him, but it's almost the only way he kind of wins these days. He's not really making a lot of big moves at his age, really grinding down horses and really pushing them to win.
How many times have we watched him get to the front and choke the pace down to nothing? We've talked about this for years. He turns into the head coach from Varsity Blues, right? We're gonna get the front. It will grind the pace way down.
I'm gonna try to beat it though. I mean, I will have it in my verticals, but I mean, I'm gonna go with the 3 actually. Here Comes Francis. Okay. This is the first time starter out of Improbable, and this one's for Victor Barbosa. I was having a decent meet here, 25 win percentage.
You got the 4, right? 4, Here Comes Francis.
Oh, 4, yeah, Here Comes Francis. Sorry, the 4, Here Comes Francis. Just makes a lot of sense on everything. First time starters, 14% win percentage here for Victor Barbosa. Dam has 3 starters with 3 winners, no stakes winners, but the workouts are decent and should be some early foot. Got a nice 59-4 back on February 1st, and then has a 47-3 on March 1st. I'm just gonna roll the dice, try to beat the 8. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Great. Right
there, bub.
That's it. So I'm gonna take the 4 in here. I think Saez might be able to battle a little bit. The rail's not the best position, at the start, and outside post positions, I think, have the better opportunity in these maiden races to get a clean break. They're young and a lot of first-time starters. Probably gonna be a lot of bouncing around coming out of that gate. So the 8 may get the better trip, possibly, and get to the front at ease. But I like the 4. Of course, I like the 8 as we talked about. I think the 2 and the 3 play in here as well. If we're talking like extended verticals, the 2's got a couple nice workouts, a minute and 2 for 5 furlongs, and a minute 2 and 5 furlongs, February 14th and March 2nd. Now, both of those 5 furlong workouts, I like. A lot of times you don't see a lot of 5 furlong workouts for horses that are going out first time. So I really dig the 5 furlong workouts, and they're decent times. I know we're going a 6 furlong sprint, but I just think it holds better up for a horse when they're going 5s in the works and then 6 on game day. And then Munya with it's Tyler and it's Brendan Walsh, 13% win percentage. Also for Brendan Walsh, so a strong win percentage on debut. And the stats actually show really high for first timers out of both Into Mischief and Mufaja, the dam. So it's a good opportunity to win out at first asking. So I'll check the pricing here. 4 and 8 are the top 2. 2 and 3 are going to fall underneath, but that's kind of where I land.
Yeah, I mean, right now the 8's a 7 to 5.
Okay, makes sense.
So I actually have the 4-8 is what I've got listed myself. I thought you were going to go with the 3. I've got the 4-8 because the other piece that I'm looking at is the I like everything you talked about. I do like they had some gate work at the 3 furlong and a 36. With getting early foot is the key. But the trainer stats right now during this meet, Victor Barbosa, 84 starts. He's got 23 wins, 21 places, 9 shows. So he's winning at 27% clip at Gulfstream. And he's got 2 ponies in this race. He's got the 1 as well. So I'm looking at that. I got a hot jockey here. I like the breeding a little bit better. And we're putting Louis. I'll take Louis over Paco.
Yeah.
In those 2, the old school, they got a trainer with 2 horses in it. I'm gonna take the better jock between the two of them.
Yeah, why not? I think the 4 is a better horse. I mean, that first time out for the 1 was on turf. It was for a mile and a 16th. Now they're cutting back to a sprint. They're going to dirt. A lot of changes for a horse that ran out in a 69 first time out. I think either of these horses, the 8 and the 4, first time out, probably going to be able to crack that high 70s, mid 70s first time speed figure. So, but I would like to keep a few of these in mind next time out because I think the 2 and the 3 will factor in, and I'd probably bet them next time out if they don't win on Saturday.
Yeah, they're definitely potential stable horses, right? Addition to your Twin Spires account.
Yeah.
So curious to see the 1. I think the 3 is interesting, and Tyler. But yeah, I'm with you. I got the 4-8. Favorites winning this right now at 29%, in the money at 58.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take 8 for that.
I'll take the 4-8. If I'm building the pick 5, I'm probably 4-8. I'm leaving it there. Verticals. This may be one of those all 4-8, 4-8, or
like that,
all 8 all would be my fun play there.
Yeah, I think in races like this, the odds are going to dictate how far I'm going to spread out. To be honest with you. Because if they're all underneath the favorite at 2, 3, 4 to 1, I mean, give me where the money is to possibly beat it that I'm not seeing on paper, because that's the way it usually will go. We can move on to the 9th race. 9th race is 7 furlongs. This one's also on the dirt. It's claiming of $8,000, so big race. Purse of $23,000 for fillies and mares 3 years old and upwards, which have never won 2 races. Another one of these other things are never ones, which we got a few of in this sequence. Where you at in race 9?
You'll probably talk me into some more. Right now, I got the 7 and the 7 only. I'm being boring on 7. The Rocky Seas. Ooh, look at me go. Got my forms all backwards. This is the fun stuff that we get to hide when we're
doing audio only.
Yeah.
Why is my form backwards? Why is it upside down?
I mean, looking at it at the 7, we're coming off of we got Ken Sweezy taking over, new trainer, has missed the money twice in its career, always sniffs around, sits in the pocket all the way through, typically forwardly placed, and staying at 7 furlongs. I don't think the distance is going to be an issue. I just see this has been the most consistent horse throughout in terms of placing. Yeah, got blown out by 9 down the stretch last time out at Gulfstream. But I didn't see anybody, and maybe you can talk me into it. I didn't see anybody else that I thought was anywhere close to what the 7 has been doing.
Yeah, I like the 7. It's not my top pick, but it's definitely one that I'm going to have, in my verticals for sure. It definitely has the chance to win. This is a little bit of a tougher racer when you're talking these $8,000 optional claimings. The 7's in for an $8,000 tag, as well as every other horse in this race, basically. So no big red flags there. I just, looking at where this horse has been running at 8,000 and just getting second-itis, I just have a feeling that I don't know if there's anything that's going to change on Saturday. So as I'm looking here, I kind of like the 4. I actually like Joe Orsino and Paco Lopez teaming up here on a horse that they ran at 1.70 miles last time out. Horse broke his maiden at 1 mile on the dirt, basically wired the field. Pretty straightforward with Raylu Gutierrez. They had Irad on this horse last time out in a 17,000 claiming on synthetic, and it just didn't work out. I'm going to say it's a surface. Twice they've tried on synthetic. It hasn't worked out. It's a PETA here at Gulfstream Park. The horse was not taken to it. Got out fine. Just didn't have the longevity in that race and did run 23:47. So let's get back to the dirt, which is what they're doing. They're putting it back here at the dirt, and I really like it. I like the workout. Now, prior to that race, I don't know when's the last time you saw on a form a horse work out for 1 mile, but this was the workout for the 4 before he ran his last race on February 8th. They worked this horse for 1 mile in 1:49.3 to blow out its lungs, and that's pretty much what they did, and they definitely were able to get out early in that race. Again, I just think it was the surface. So give me 2 things. I'm a big fan of dropping class and cut back in distance. I'm getting both those here with a
You-
trainer that always has some sneaky picks on a jockey that they've only teamed up once and they won together on. I'm just going to take a little roll of the dice here and take this 4 on top. Now, of course, I'm going to have that 7 underneath. There's not a doubt in my mind. If the 4 doesn't win, second would definitely be my second choice. I'll have both in the horizontal. And I also like the 6. Big bouquet.
Well, just real quick, in a race like this, where historics, where you got a whole bunch of horses that have won once and haven't done shit, and they have a lot of racing done, you always like the lighter race horse. So I had you dog-eared for this 4 all day long.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a non-winners of 2 race, how long has it been since you won? Well, it's only been 2 races for the 4. Everybody else has been at least 4 races, almost 3 races for a horse, 7 races, 6 races, 7 races. I mean, everybody else has been a while since they've seen the finish line in front. So give me something with some recency. So that's why the 4 also gets the edge here, going back to dirt. But I did like the 6 also, Big Bouquet of Roses, Jose Morelos and Luis Luna. Now listen, Luis Luna, smaller barn. Only 7 opportunities this year, but 4 times in the money. I really like it on the vertical play here, especially stretching out to 7 furlongs. 6 furlongs last time out, first time for 2025. Actually just missed, was making a nice move, maybe passing some tired horses at a price at 26-1, but wound up second by 4 lengths with Morelos first time on. He gets the mount back here. I'm thinking he's going to hit the board second or third. Definitely going to have the 6 on my vertical. So I have 4, 7, and 6 top 3. I'm not even extending 4. Because I think I'll play the all button in the super if I were to go that route. Fashionable Kitty is an interesting horse for me also on the underplay.
I thought you were going to sniff around the 2.
The 2 is a classic ballad.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the 2 is that it's ran in this condition twice at 6 furlongs, albeit once on Tapeta. Maybe it was just the first time out for 2025. But coming into that race, the form last year really wasn't that great. I know it was running in optional claiming 50s and optional claiming 20s against state breds. And, you know, they're just trying to find a piece that it can get. I could see why it's in the 8,000, but it just hasn't done anything. And 67, 68 speed figures haven't really impressed. Against this field, it's not bad. But I think with the ones that we've talked about, you can probably see a better opportunity for some speed figures higher than that this race.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm all for that 7. I think that's a great opportunity. Maybe we're getting real chalky. I don't know. But let's go on to the 10th race. 10th race is a mile. This one's on the turf. Optional claiming 62,500 condition. Person $97,000 for fillies and mares 4 years old and upwards, which have never won 20,000 twice other than maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 3 races, or come on in for the tag at 62.5, which I believe in this race would only be the 2 is tagged for the 62.5 price. Everybody else is in under the condition. We're in the 3rd leg here, Joey Stats. Give us the winner.
I'm going to stick with some track bias here. Seems to be poorly placed inside. I've got the 1 on top, moving on up. I'm going to ride the Saffy Joseph train. He's been red hot all the way through this meet. I'm going to take Eddie Zayas on top of it. So they're going to cut back down to a mile. He hasn't raced at a mile flat yet, but likes to go to the front, either to the front or in a stalking position. So I actually like him cutting back in distance and keeping the Lasix on. Speed figures have been good. The only concern I have, Churchill back down to Gulfstream, but last time he was Gulfstream, right around this time of year at a mile and a 16th. Now, granted, on the Tapeta, not the turf. Stalked and blew away the field coming down the stretch with Jose and the irons running the Lasix. So I'm going to put the 1 on top with the rail and the hot hand of Saffy.
Yeah, I definitely have the 1 on my ticket. Another one of my selections, but not my top. I think we're going opposite bookends here because you're all the way at the rail, and I'm seeing that I have to go to the outside. I'm actually going to go with the 12 here. I'm going to take Tyler, that's had that horse and opportunity on the inside, and now he's going to go for Jack Sisterson on Vive Vouv. Listen, this is the first-time starter for this year. He hasn't been out in 2025. The workouts, February 23rd, 57-2. That's 5 furlongs on the turf. Horse has been running nothing. If you go all the way back since it broke its maiden, it's been running nothing but non-graded stakes races or graded stakes races. Grade 2, the Lake George, the Music City, $140,000 non-graded stakes race. It's been in the money. It's hitting a lot of it, except for its last time out on December 14th. In that race, I really don't have an answer for you, but it just fell so far back. maybe that's why they put it on the shelf and they're bringing it back now. But the workouts show that it's back in good form. Should be coming late. Tyler knows this horse fairly well, and I think really going to be making a move here for Jack Sisterson. Probably near the top of the stretch around the turn, I would expect him to finally get in gear, hopefully past some tired horses. Going to be tough here, but I do like the closers on the turf. But speed up front can be a bitch if you can get away with slow fractions. So taking a chance and taking the 12 on top. And like I said, I do like the one moving on up. I think everything you said there is exactly what I like about it. I like the drop in class here. I think for a tag and also get a little bit the cut back in distance. Again, my two favorite things I like to see. Workouts have been decent. I think the 7 has a great opportunity to hit the board as well.
Yeah,
this is going to be the 7's going to be for Safi Joseph. I believe it's Safi, isn't it? Let me back
on the 7.
No, who's on the 7? Nope. Let me go back.
That's Dale Romans with Joel.
Yep. Again, sometimes when you only have so much in there. Yeah, I went too far back here. Yes, Joel on the 7. Now, the only thing that's probably the downside of this horse is actually taking a horse that probably needs to be forwardly placed, and you're probably going to have him probably way farther back because Joel likes to take everybody farther back. But another horse has been running in a lot of the grade 2s. Pharaoh's Wine's been pretty consistent, and the forwardly placing is where it does its best. So hopefully, God willing, Joel has him moving forward early and has an opportunity to make that closing bid as well. And I thought the 11 also on the outside had an opportunity. New Guinea with Junior Alvarado for Christophe Clement. First time out for the year, optional claiming 62,000, same condition as we're seeing here. 78 speed figure, just missed with Joe Bravo. You're getting Junior Alvarado in the saddle. And I don't like the March 7th workout of 103 and 1 for 5 furlongs. To me, that's slow, but it was the bullet workout. I'm not holding a lot of stock in that, but I'm assuming it was just a glorified easy breeze, not really trying to do too much on that one. So
yeah.
Kind of rolling the dice here. Again, I like the 1. I like the 12 better on the outside for the long turf race. You got 12, 1, 7, 11.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, right? Because you can see the 3 trying to go, you can see the 5 trying to go, you see the 7. Obviously, that's what it's going to do. So I could see the 1 sitting in the pocket and the 12 coming off. I think that could be interesting. I think I have to have the 3 on here just from the standpoint of looking at the card. I think Joe Bravo's got 2 mounts all day.
Yeah,
and he's gonna go ride this 3 horse. Again, shortening down in distance. Some of the speed figures are pretty good. It's performed well. I might have the 3 underneath and the 2 hole or the 3 hole.
Yeah, the 3 was my peel back. I had 5 peel back. The 3 was definitely it. It's definitely in contention. Source has been running again last time out, similar condition. Prior to that, a 75,000 non-graded stakes race. Both of those at Gulfstream Park. Likes the turf there. Pretty even keel races both times for this year. Just no really finishing move. Bravo could probably do it though. You've had Johnny V the last 2 times, and as I said, Johnny V's got to be on the front for the most part, or have himself a nice pocket trip.
And I feel like Bravo. Every time I watch Bravo, I'll have him off my ticket, and he'll come screaming down and chasing people down at the wire. Like, who was that? Oh, Joe Bravo.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
You don't want to leave Jersey Joe Bravo off the ticket sometimes, and this is a horse that kind of fits his bill where he can get the win.
Yeah. So I actually have 1, 3 is the 2 that I've got looking at horizontals. The 12 is interesting from the closing angle, so maybe I'll add them in there. But
so you're at 1, 3. Gotcha.
1, 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I don't know. 12 post position. It's not the best. It definitely doesn't hold well in the track stats here, but maybe we can make something different here. But that outside post position on a long one, we'll see. Maybe too far back, but set up.
But you know what though? I mean, on this race condition now, there's only been 6 of these races. It's been the rail's a plus figure and 8+ has been a figure. So it's been the bookends,
okay,
that are winning. But again, 6 races.
Well, I think we got it covered.
Favorites are 0 for 6, and only 2 for 6 to hit the board.
All right, find yourself a price outside of the favorite and stick to the inside and outside for this race. I like this. I like the stats from Stats. These are the stats I need every week. Let's get out of the 11th race. Race 11, It's a mile. No, it's not a mile. Race 11. This is why I keep passing it over because it's so short. 6 furlongs on the dirt. It's an optional claiming 25,000, purse of 96,000 for fillies and mares 4 years old and upwards, which have never won 20,000 other than maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 2 races or a claiming price of 25,000. Basically, just never win. I mean, that's basically what we're saying here. The conditions are tight here for these kind of races. I don't like the other than's, but this is what we're getting for the fourth leg. So, Stats, give me your top pick here for race 11.
I don't know, man. We got some horses coming in there hot. I have 3 horses pegged here. This is if I'm doing a horizontal, this is the race I'm taking the most in, and they're probably not very sexy. But I'll start with I've got the 8 on top, the Cap Fedit, even though we're going to the outside. I'm riding the Safi Zayas train again. First time out, winner, wired, kind of a merry-go-round race, right? Came out to the front, had a lead, won by a neck, so held on at the end at 7 furlongs. So we're actually shortening down a little bit, I think, based on some of the time figures. He went 22-4 and 46-3 at 7 figures and was able to wire the field. Granted, maiden 60K race, but I like that. The only downside for me and why I'm spreading a little more is I don't love it out of the 8-hole.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of similar to race 1, where I'm going to back it up with a couple other horses, but I've got the Safi train on the number 8 Cap Ferret.
Yeah. So when I looked at that horse, right, it's kind of a tough race. I will say that for an optional claiming, it's a very tough race. Cap Ferret, wire to wire on its first time out with an 87 speed figure. Now I say this every time: you expect an increase after your debut. You just expect an increase on speed figure. If he hits a 90, then I mean he's definitely in this race and probably the winner. There's a few other horses in here that can hit those kind of figures and have historically in their career. I leaned more into the 2 due to that last race with a 109-4 in wiring fashion with 21-4 and 44-3.
And
so
running away.
Looks like speed duel up top, inside post position gives me the edge. Joel doesn't give me all the best feels lately on front runners, but Kelly Breen's been doing a lot as well. I mean, 17% in the win column, really doing good things. And I think this is a good team up here for Joel. They've tabbed up 3 times, 1 win, no hitting the board other than that. So 1 for 3, hitting 33% on win and board percentage. But that last race really just felt good. That was against State Breds. And, now we're kind of switching gears and we're going to Open Company, where this horse has also had success prior at 30,000 and 50,000 if you're looking into last year, and a nice 59-3 workout coming in on February 21st. So I took the 2 on top, and then I went out to the outside, and I'm like, do I really want to take the 8, or do I want to take Safi's other horse, the 7? And that's the one I jumped on. I mean, Palmetto Fury here is going to be first time out for this year. I know it's right there. I love that you get to show me and everybody gets to see that your picks. Every time we were doing the audio, you'd be showing me, and I'd be like, oh, you liked it too. Palmetto Fury, I think, is just another fractions that's going to be hot and contentious up front. This one has the longevity. Some nice late pace figures. Hit 90 speed figure last time out. That's a career best. Workouts have been good. Strictly knows what it's doing in the morning. It's pretty much 48s. It did hit a 47-3 on February 15th. Horse should be sharp coming in. Tyler Gaffleone and Sappy Joseph. I don't want to leave the 8 off, but in my underneath, I'm going to have the 8, but I can't leave off the 4, Julie's Legacy. That's for J Specs, actually. Get it off the turf, right? It's been running dirt consistently. They put it on the turf first time out this year at 5 furlongs, didn't do anything. It's getting back to the dirt. 47-4 workout coming in on March 8th. I like that for underneath. And I think Sin for a Season, first time out for this one this year. Not going to be winner second, but definitely underneath, possibly in that super high 5 and in the super for sure, hitting the board somewhere in the 4 region. So if I had to go really strictly on top picks, I go 2, 7, 8, and then 4 and 5 picking up the pieces late.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, horizontal. I've got 3 horses in this. I've got the 2, 7, 8.
Yeah,
so
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. And I think you have to throw a little. You got to respect that 8. You just got to respect that speed figure first time out.
I agree.
I would not. It'd be interesting to see what odds flow on this. I don't know if you've got odds in front of you or not.
I do right now. The 2 is 3-1 as the favorite. Palmetto Fury 7-2. The 7, and the 8 is 5-1. Julie's Legacy 4-1. My Lady James 9-2. So I mean, it's
pretty even.
It's pretty even.
Well, don't let the bettors decide on Saturday. Read the form, because I think you're going to get some bias here from jockeys and trainers. I'd be surprised if I'd like to see the two go up in price and come off the favorite. Just not expecting that. I think the two is still going to be a favorite. Maybe it's going to be a good betting race, and they all just stay in that realm, and you get a decent price on the exotic.
Maybe. Favorites winning 41% in race conditions on 22 races, in the money at 68.
Okay.
So, FYI.
Favorites could be your friend on this. Let's go ahead and wrap up this last race. Race 12, finishing up the pick 5. Last leg, mile of the 16th, back on the grass. It's a maiden claiming. 25,000 versus 30,500 for maiden 3 years old. The rail's at 31 feet. Both of the turf races are extended rail. It does bode well for speed, so keep that in mind, even though I picked a closer in the first turf race that we had in the sequence. Last leg, Joey, we're going in. We got a live ticket. We're only going to go to 2 horses, your horse and my horse, our top picks. Who do you like?
I love it because I only have 1 horse written down because I figured you were going to give me 3 of them that I could add. But I'm going old school. I'm still riding the Saffy train. I've got a first-time gelding that likes to close, and I'm going the 11, Chili the J, Saffy Joseph, and Tyler Gaffleone. Coming off of back-to-back, hitting the boards, just got gelded. I love that. First-time gelding. Workouts have been okay since the gelding, but that's I can't get away from that. I like the 11 coming from the outside off the pace.
Nice. My top pick, 11, Chill the J.
Hey,
we're docking finally on top pick.
You know, that means we're going to be that. We're going to be that guy. I don't know if you don't look at TikTok. There's a guy on TikTok that follows a Twitter sports bettor, and his whole channel is about fading every bet that this guy on Twitter does. So he fades every bet and is just killing it. Now, part of me thinks it's actually his Twitter account, you know, so he's getting both sides of it. But whenever you and I are this aligned, yeah, everyone should fade everything we're saying.
It's hard to get off this 11, though, for everything you said. I mean, I think this horse is screaming for more distance. I don't see that being a problem, extending out and going a route. I think the horse is in really good form. This is the condition it needs to be in, 25,000 maiden claiming. It's at Gulfstream Park. It's Saffy Joseph. It's Tyler. Saffy's stats speak for themselves. When them two team up, it's almost 40% in the win column, 72% in the money. The 11 makes the most sense in a race that's ending on a maiden race. That's definitely my single. I may spread a little deeper if I try to get a little crazy on a horizontal, but I mean, the 11's my top pick. I'll give you my underneaths in no really specific order. They're all going to stay on the outside, unfortunately. I like the 7, Great Oscar, adding the blinkers here. I'm looking at the body of work. We're getting a class drop. Both of those races were all of his races, 4 races were at Tampa. And I think adding the blinkers helps out. Richard Bracco going to continue to get the mount. That'll be the 5th time. Rafael Romero, the trainer. Small barn, not a lot of action here. This is one I think that could do some possible damage. So I'm going to have the 7 underneath. It is a maiden race. Looking for prices. The 8, Fountain Run, Luis Saez. This one just had a 78 speed figure, 2 back. Saez was in the reins. Now you're going to Anthony Sciametta. So another one here that we talked about that had the early race here for the Prez, the commish, and now actually training here for this race for Calumet Farms. So I think the 8's got a great opportunity too. Was running 94,000, just missed last time out of 25,000, and now switches out of Todd Pletcher's barn. It's out of run happy. I think the horse is going to do quite well. I think the 8 makes a lot of sense. I like that they kept Saez on as well. And then I think the 12, Secret Bajent Man, is the other one I like on the outside, just next to Chill the J. Joel Rosario, Edward Plessa. They team up. They've been hitting the board quite a bit, 75% of the money, 50% win percentage out of 4 opportunities. 71 speed figure last time. We got a little bit of drop in class from 35 down to 25. We're getting a little more distance, which I think what the horse needs. I would have really liked it if it was a mile and an 1/8, but at a mile and a 16th, I think Secret Badget Man, late pace figures, 71 last time out. Not the best race overall with that 71. I mean, if you go 3 back, this horse was way more in contention up front at 35,000 at the end of last year. 78 speed figure in that race at a mile in the 16th. So I think the 12 could also do some damage. I don't like the post position that much, but it's going to be one of those off the pace, just like Chill the J. Chill the J should be definitely closer up early on. I'd expect Rosario to be Rosario and take him about 8 or 10 back and then try to make a move. But I'm going to go 11 with the 7, 8, and 12.
What are your thoughts on the one at the rail with Paco? I'm staring down the works. They went, just breezing. I don't see any gate work in there, but 47-3, 47-3 back to back at Gulfstream in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so the 77 debut speed figure is really nice because you're looking for an improve. Like I said, I think that would be one that I want to keep an eye on. I'm glad you brought it up. The workouts have been sensational. You're looking at consistent 47 and changes on both workouts recently. Now, the only I don't want to say problem I have here is that on debut, there was a lot of bumping. I'd like to go back and watch that race for Relentless Raider. I want to really see exactly what the trouble was in that race early on. But he still was really not that far out of it. I mean, he's only 3 lengths off. I don't know if he's just in a bad position. I'll watch the race.
Yeah, we should watch that race.
I would add it in.
Because Chill the J, that's the he was in that race. He placed in that. So he closed down the stretch. And then he got Fountain Run in there that placed in there.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
the 8 was the second in that race. Yep.
So I mean that's what I was looking at, and I was like, man, if I want to keep this pick 5 really skinny, I'm going to keep the 11 and let it be what it be from the angle of getting them bean bags cut off,
So 2 things. So that race was on February 16th. I'm assuming that the winner of that race want to be believed. I think that's what it is. I don't know if that horse has raced since, but if it has, I'd like to see exactly how that finished out of that race, coming back from that maiden race. I do want to watch the replay on that February 16th race. Things may change. Maybe I bump that one up to the second position. So it's all going to be on the replay. I would definitely go back and take a look at it and see how that race was run. The fractions were 24, 46, and 2 and 109. So cooking up front. Are they going to be able to run down that same pace today? I would assume the 2 is probably going to be your speed. Just tires late. This horse just can't hold on.
That 3 would probably go to.
Yeah. So that was your leader in that same race that we're talking about. That last time out for the 1 and the 11 and the 8. But I mean, just hit a brick wall once they got to 3/4 and got ran down. So if there's any pace in this race that's going to keep those fractions, that would be really, really dangerous. But if nobody else goes, maybe Raheem can slow down the pace with the 2 and still maybe be there late. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. So 1 and 2 are definitely something we want to scratch our head and take a look in the last race. But I like the 11 like you.
Look at us, buddy. Right back in the saddle. Right back in the saddle.
They're really doing it.
I've got somebody that wants to say bye to everybody.
Oh, who do we got showing up on the podcast this week?
Hi.
Hello, Mila. How are you?
It's Mila.
Good.
If you see a horse named Mila, you bet it every time, right?
We do. It's paid out multiple times. I think the one time I was like, I just on a whim, I saw it, didn't even handicap, bet the number, spreading the exactas, and cashed like $300-400. So now I don't think that horse has run since, but you got to bet that. You got to bet that.
Most horses don't meet their grade, Jerry.
You can't beat that, Jerry. That's your late pick 5. Joey Stats and Joey Sino. Awesome. Listen, I want to make sure I extend out the thank you. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of fans are going to be commenting on your return to the podcast. We love you.
My Ali-like return to the ring.
Yeah, we love you at the podcast, and we'd like to see more of you. We put that nice, beautiful face on there.
Let's see what happens on Saturday, and then we'll
Dude,
see.
If we hit the pick 5, kid may have an extra month off. He may have to take off an extra 4 weeks. It's going to the Joe and Joe show.
I like it. But good to see you, buddy. Good to see everybody. Have a good week of racing, and we'll see you again. We'll see you again down the chute.
Oh, I know that for sure. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. For everybody else, good luck on your tickets this week. For myself and Joey Stats and the Who Do You Like Here podcast.